residents on line 1 calling about is everything okay with the alien spacecraft from Planet 10, or should he just go ahead and destroy Russia?
Tell him yes on 1 and no on 2.
Which was yes, to destroy Russia, or the number 2?
Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. Welcome to the Monday Moan. Hello, Win Grace is here already. I missed your news. Metropolis is obey before it begins. I don't know. It's over before it begins. Yes. Oh, yes, you put that over. Yes. Yes, I didn't even know it was going to happen, but I put that in the news earlier. I did a video a few minutes ago, actually. while I was sorting this out, I saw that news about Metropolis, the Metropolis TV series, not happening. I didn't even know it was going to happen, but anyway. Noises in the house again. I don't know. I'm sure it's a ghost. So that's sad for the 4,000 people that were going to be employed. Anyway. You've just seen the trailer for Buckaroo Banzai and his adventures, whatever they call it, adventures across the 8th dimension or whatever. That's my subject for the Monday Moan this week. It's not a good film. I've just watched it. I think I've watched it one time before. I didn't like it then. Just watched it again today. Still don't like it. I kind of understand why it's a classic. Not a classic, a cult classic, a cult film. Should I say? It's not a cult classic. In my opinion, it's a cult film because it is a bit comic booky. It's like a comic book put onto film. Terrible dialogues, terrible story, terrible editing. It's all over the place. But anyway, we'll get into that. Right. Let me get sorted. Let me get blooming sorted. Right. Off we go. So let's get the film on. By the way, as usual, I won't just be playing the film. It'll be done in a series of stills. I might do the occasional snippet or whatever. Fingers crossed, copyright and all that. But before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe. Anyway, there. Like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. I'm also on Rumble. Oh, I better check. I haven't checked, have I? To make sure we're going. Yes, we're going on. We're live on Thingamabob, YouTube. We're live on Rumble. Let's have a look. Yes, we're live on Rumble, and then we're live on Twitch. Why do I keep doing Twitch? Don't know. It's not coming on. Are we going to be live on Twitch? Come on, little circle spinning. Shall I refresh it? See if that does anything. Is that it? Oh yes, we're live on Twitch. Yes, we are. Right, so we're going. We're live on Twitch as well. Right. So off we go. Buckaroo Banzai. Before we start, information. Directed by W.D. Richter. That name rings a bell, and I can't think where I've seen it before. Oh, that might be it. Co-wrote Big Trouble in Little China with John Carpenter. Yes, so that's probably where I've seen that name before. Directed by him, written by Earl Mac Rauch. Never heard of. Stars Peter Weller. You may know from RoboCop, obviously, and a bit of Star Trek Enterprise and Star Trek Into Darkness. Who else we got? Ellen Barkin, another big star at the time, or a rising star. She was in an Al Pacino film, wasn't she? Don't ask me. John Lithgow, Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Lloyd. These were all rising stars at the time. They've gone on to great things. Clancy Brown. Who else? Vincent Schiavelli, Dan Hedaya, Jonathan Banks, who you may know as Mike from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, John Ashton, Beverly Hills Cop, and others, and many, many more. In fact, there's too many characters in this film. A lot of the time I'm thinking, who is this person? I don't know. Especially this little kid. This little kid appears with a rifle. I thought, who the hell's this kid? Turns out he's the son of one of the other characters, it turned out. Anyway, it had a budget of $17 million and its box office was $6 million, so it didn't do great. But as I said, it's become a cult favourite. I'll not say classic. Music by Michael Bodicker, and it's bloody awful, although kind of catchy. You saw it in the trailer. That it's it's annoying, but you can't help but tap your toe to it. So that got on my nerves a bit. What else? I think that'll do. Right, we'll get on with the film. Right. So off we go. All right, make myself small, haven't I? I'm only small anyway, but I've got to make myself smaller. Right, we start. Metro Goldwyn Mayer. Right. Hey, shush. Right, off we go. Let's see how we do tonight. Let's see how long we'll be waffling on for. Right. Oh, there you go. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. That's his logo. BB. He's ripped that off ABBA. Put an A on either end. And we see his adventures across the 8th dimension. There we go. I muted it. Volume mute. There we go. Across the 8th dimension. Why the 8th dimension? I've no idea. We know 4, don't we? If you count time as a dimension. What happened to 5, 6, and 7? No idea. But the 8th, it's in a mountain apparently. Right. So we start off with a crawl. Buckaroo Banzai, born to an American mother and a Japanese father. Blah blah blah. Yeah, he's cool. He's basically cool, and he's got his hard-rocking group of friends, scientists, the Hong Kong Cavaliers. That's it. It's very comic booky. Very comic booky. Win Grace, I bet you'll love this film, don't you? I bet you do. It's into your comic books. And he's doing a jet car. He's a neurosurgeon, scientist, nuclear physicist, jet car driver, inventor, whatever, and all this stuff. He's got a stupid name, but an alien spaceship's watching. But we don't see it for a while. But anyway, there we go. So off and running, getting ready with this jet car on some, I presume it's a salt flat somewhere. But Buckaroo Banzai's not there. He's in hospital operating on somebody's brain. This fella is the man that's invented or co-invented the process where they get into the 8th dimension. I forgot they call it now. Overrunner or something. I can't remember. What they call it? Overdriver. But I can't remember. Wingray says, never actually watched this beginning to end. Only caught parts of it on TV back in the day. You haven't missed anything. You haven't missed anything. Not a great film. Good effects for the time, for 1984 when it came out. The effects are decent. Anyway. So they're waiting for Buckaroo Banzai to arrive to drive this car. It's supposed to be going at 500 miles per hour, this car. I think it's supposed to be just breaking a speed record, but it's going to do something else. Oh, pardon me. The military's watching on, as is this fella who's a senator, head of the defence subcommittee or whatever. And I actually thought it was Jack Colvin from The Incredible Hulk. When he turns around, I'm thinking, he's going to say, somebody's going to say to him, "Don't make me angry," but it turns out it's not him at all. The actor is, I will tell you in a minute, Matt Clark. But I thought it was Jack Colvin from The Incredible Hulk. You'll see him when he turns around. Right. And this fella, this is, I forgot his name as well. I can't remember the names of the characters. As I said, there's too many. Perfect Tommy, played by Louis Smith. And I was watching the film thinking he was John Leguizamo. I'm thinking it was him. I think he looks just like him. And he just looks like Mike from The Young Ones. If you're British, you know who The Young Ones are. But they've all got the little quirks of all his friends. And most of them are annoying. Right, so they're waiting for Buckaroo Banzai to arrive. There he is. He's doing some neurosurgery with Jeff Goldblum, was also a neurosurgeon, it seems. But only Buckaroo Banzai can save the day. He's using some sort of laser to save this person's life or whatever. So he does that. And then he just, I mean, he must beam. I don't know where he just appears next to this jet car. He's done that. Oh, why? Before he goes, he invites Jeff Goldblum's character, who they call New Jersey. He's probably got a name, but they call him New Jersey, I think, because he's from New Jersey or whatever. Invites him to be part of his gang. There's Clancy Brown, the great Clancy Brown, as Rawhide. I nearly said High Noon. I knew it was something to do with the Western. Rawhide. Anyway. Right, so here he, who's this? Is this him arriving? I can't remember. Might be the news. Oh, he's here now. Look, he's arriving. I think it was the news because the news is covering it. It's rocket car test run. So there he is. He gets into his car, which has a flux capacitor, apparently, as we'll see in a minute. It'll probably skip over it, knowing my look. Switching all the things on. There's the overdriver or overrunner or run. I can't remember what they call it. Does it say in the plot on Wikipedia what it's called? Overthruster. That's it. Oh, I knew it was something like that. Overthruster. That's his overthruster that it's going to use to punch through into another dimension. Anyway. So I was going to attach that. There he goes. He attaches that. And then he switches it on, and then it becomes a flux capacitor, as we'll see. It's probably skipped over it. I bet we never see it. Want to see it? Sure, yes, not going to see it. By the way, another Back to the Future reference, which I thought, well, anyway, they go Rocket 88. I was thinking, oh, when this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit. But no, it's not shown the bloody flux capacitor, has it? Can find it. See if I can find it. See if I can just luckily just stop on it. Oh, he's putting his Banzai bandana thing on. Hey, if I can switches it on. There you go. And these state-of-the-art computer graphics. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bleep, 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 bleep. Come on, flux capacitor, where are you? Later on. It might be later on when they show it. Right. Playing. Press that button again, haven't I, where I've slowed it down. Press play again. Probably. We're all right. Right, off we go. So he's ready now. He's got his bandana on because he's half Japanese. Well, you wouldn't realise watching it. This movie came out before Back to the Future. Yes, I did. I said 1984 and Back to the Future was 85. But so I'm saying it's, reference. Did they steal it from Back to the Future? I'm not saying it's ripped off Back to the Future. I'm saying it's Back to the Future reference in my head. So did Back to the Future, steal it from Buckaroo Banzai. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it's ripping off Back to the Future. No, it came out first, a year before. Right. It's got Christopher Lloyd in it as well. So there we go. Don't you think he looks like John Leguizamo? I think he does. But it's somebody Lewis or whatever. Who have they never heard of? Right, so off he goes. His rocket's going. It is going now. No, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not very clear at the best of times. What's his name anyway? I forgot his name as well. The scientist, Professor Hikita, played by Robert Ito. So off he goes, and he says something a bit daft. He says, "Holding steady, 317 miles per hour, holding steady, accelerating." I thought, why is it holding steady then if it's accelerating? Stupid man. Not very scientific. It's going to turn on his laser in a bit. It's going to, open the 8th dimension. Here we go. By the way, the music's all very 80s and synthesized and stuff. I don't think there's an orchestra. So they've saved some money there. Oh, here we go. Rawhide's either always on a phone or always on a headset. It's like, I don't know. Anyway. Right. Come on, get on with it. So it's, accelerating down this dry lake bed. There's John Leguizamo. I still think there's the flux capacitor. Is it going to show it? There we go. It's flux in, flux capacitor, flux in. Right, there's his laser. He's got his laser on, look, and he's got to keep it steady or something. And then, but for some reason, he veers off. I don't know why. He just veers off his course, and then he's heading straight for this mountain. And he goes into the mountain, as we'll see. A minute there, flux in. I bet that wasn't even Peter Weller there that we saw. So here he goes. I think he's going into the mountain now. There we go. He's going into the 8th dimension. Sees all this weird stuff. The helicopter, they're saying, his tracks have disappeared into the mountain. Just like that. So he sees all this weird stuff in the 8th dimension, as well as people, creatures. And apparently, these are, what do I call them? Reptoids or something like that. Something like that. That have been trapped there. I suspect it might be like the Phantom Zone in Superman. They've been trapped there. These, is it reptoids? I'm going to have to check now. I can't bloody remember. Come on, show us, tell us. Hey, lectroids. I were close. Lectroids. There's two sorts of lectroids, red ones and black ones. And I don't know why they had to pick black ones or even call them black ones. They should have called them something else, because this film gets a little bit racist. But anyway, less said about that, the better. Anyway, the red ones are the ones that's trapped in the 8th dimension. So it's like, must be like some sort of prison dimension or something. There he goes. And you're going to emerge now from this fake looking mountain. There he is. There we go. Comes out the other side. It's 100 miles away. So it must be a big bloody mountain. It's 100 miles away from where they should be. They're sending people over. He deploys his parachute and jumps out of the car before it stops for some reason. Don't know why. Is it because he's cool? I don't know. But he's fine. What's that there? What's that there? Is that a blemish on the film or something? I don't know. Let's have a look. If you can see that. What is it? Oh no, it's something. What is it? I don't know. Is it something that we shouldn't be seeing? I don't know what that could be. Or maybe he's not even there. Maybe that's something on like a blue screen, and this is a pickup shot or something. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just curious. Right. So anyway, so he's checking over the car. Everything's okay, but then he finds something's attached itself to the underside of the car, and it's some sort of life form from the 8th dimension. And then we get cut to John Lithgow, who's watching it, because all the news services are covering this. And by the way, I forgot to show. I've got the DVD. So there you go. Just don't know why. I got it thinking maybe I like it, and I still don't like it. I've had it for years. Anyway, there's John Lithgow. There's two actors in this film that are really, 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 really good. And one of them's John Lithgow, and the other one's Jeff Goldblum. The rest of them, take them or leave them. Anyway, John Lithgow's here playing, I'll have to check again, Lord John Warfin, or a.k.a. his original name, Dr. Emilio Lizardo. He was originally Dr. Emilio Lizardo, and then he was possessed by somehow possessed by Lord John Warfin, because all the aliens, all the I forgot to call them. I forgot what they call them already. What do they call them? Lectroids. All the lectroids are called John for some reason. I suppose they thought that was funny. Anyway, he's watching this from his suite or whatever. He's at some sort of lunatic asylum. Here he is. He's watching it and getting angry. And there's a really good part. And then he goes looking for his stuff. And then Mike from Breaking Bad comes in, tells him that to take his TV away. Oh, in a bit. But first he electrocutes himself so he can remember things. I don't know. He just does this, puts that on his tongue to electrocute himself. And then we have a flashback, as you'll see. There we go. A flashback to a lot of years ago. I can't actually remember. 30 odd years earlier or something. When he's working with Hikida. Have I got that right? Probably not. And some other people to develop the overthruster. But he does it wrong, and Hikida tells him, no, it's not ready. Then he him tell him, no, it's not ready, but it's going anyway. And so it sets off get all the stuff ready, and there go the lasers going. He says, no, it's not ready, but it's going anyway. You can see he looks younger. And off he goes, and it kind of partially works, as we'll see. He goes flying into the wall. Hang on, I've gone too far. Let's go and show. There we go. He's gone flying into the wall. We saw like a cross on the wall, and he's got stuck in the wall, a bit like the Philadelphia experiment. So he's partially in the 8th dimension. We can see he's wrestling with some of the lectroids in there, the red lectroids. So that's what he's doing there. So anyway, they pull him out, but he don't leave a hole behind. You know, there's a solid wall when they pull him out. It's, you know, dimensional stuff. But he's looking at it. He's gone crazy now. His hair's turned a different colour and gone all on its end, and he's gone crazy. Now he is possessed by John Warfin. And I think he kills 2 other people and then runs off, and then eventually gets committed to this asylum. So he spends the rest of his life in this mental hospital. But he's still allowed to build things here, apparently, and rebuilt his overthruster. There you go. Here's Mike from Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul. You might know him also from Beverly Hills Cop. He played the baddie in one of the baddies in Beverly Hills Cop, didn't he? Which came out the same year as this, I think. I think that was 1984, wasn't it? I think it was. Anyway, so it says they're taking his TV away, but he don't care as long as he's got his overthruster. In a bit, he's going to escape. So anyway, back to Buckaroo Banzai. Oh, they're getting ready to play a gig. Did I mention that they're all musicians as well, and they're in a band? They're not just a band of scientists; they're a band of musicians. Yes, this is just a wall of stuff of happened. Yes, it is. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's just things happening. It's like a story I'd write. When I'm writing things, I think something's got to happen on every page. That's what this film's like. Right, so they're getting ready to play this club. That's the owner of the club, and you know they're saying they're going to have a good time. So they're coming out now. The club's full of people. They're playing and saxophones and stuff. It sounds awful. But then he starts playing his guitar because they go, "Are you ready to rock and roll?" And they come out and start playing the saxophones and stuff. I'm thinking this is rock and roll. But then Buckaroo Banzai starts shredding with his guitar. But then he just stops shredding his guitar a little bit like Marty McFly will do a year later in Back to the Future. I keep doing these Back to the Future references, don't I? Anyway, so they're all having a good time, but then he just stops suddenly and he says, "Is somebody not having a good time? Is somebody crying?" In a minute. And then we learn that it's Ellen Barkin. There you can see her there. Can you see my mouse pointer? Is my mouse pointer working? Don't know. I can't tell. Anyway, she's there. Let me do that. You see it? Why ain't my mouse pointer? Oh, it's there. It's there now. Why does my mouse pointer disappear and appear? There she is, sitting at a table, being sad. And I don't know why she's sad. It doesn't really explain it, to be honest. She's not happy. So he wants to cheer her up by putting a spotlight on her and getting the microphone out there. So she can tell everybody why she's sad. You know, a whole club full of people. There she is, look, being sad. And then she pulls a gun out and starts shooting. And she's wanting to kill him, apparently. But I don't know why. But anyway. She doesn't get arrested or anything. They just take her out. No, she does get arrested. I'm lying. She does get arrested. Anyway, she's going to pull a gun out in a minute. Continue playing. There you go. Then she looks serious. Oh, he also plays the trumpet. Oh, I so we're going to shoot. Puts the gun to her head, but then I think she shoots at him, I think. But is it a real gun? Well, it must be. She must have just bought it because it's still got the price tag on, hasn't it? Let's just play it a minute, see what happens. I think I actually blinked and missed what happened here. Oh, there we go. No, she was going to kill herself, wasn't she? And she get knocked and the gun goes off. That's it. And everybody stops and they drag her out. But later on, she says she was going to shoot him. Maybe she didn't want to admit that she was going to commit suicide. Anyway, so they drag her out. She gets arrested. She's put in jail. Why? They get their guns out as well. She thinks he's Alec John Such from Bon Jovi. He always had guns, didn't he? Rest in peace. Anyway. Right, so they drag her away. There's Mike from Breaking Bad. And Better Call Saul. Watching TV. And John Lithgow is making a phone call. I presume that's another inmate. As we'll see. There you go. He's on the phone call. He's got his coat on and everything. And he's got his overthruster there with him. And he's phoning somebody. I can't remember who. One of his gang. You know, he must have a gang on the outside of other red. I've forgotten already. Is it leptoids? I forgot already what they're called. I'm an idiot. Lectroids. Why can't I remember that? Just think of electric roids. Lectroids. Right. It's phoning them to a meeting place or whatever. They're going to meet him, and obviously Mike isn't really paying much attention to him, but he does get killed for his troubles, as we'll see. There we go. That bit there. Can you see it? Because it hasn't landed on it, has it? Where is it? Oh, for God's sake. Could be pause thing. On here, the skip. There you go, he's throttling him, look. Oh, just play it. Just play it. I'm probably getting copyright strikes. Up me bum on this. No, we're still fine. Right. I just want to show you how he kills him. He grabs him by the throat, anyway, or the throat, as if you want to speak proper English, King's English. There we go. And he breaks his neck as he kills him. There you go. That bit. And he killed Mike from Breaking Bad. Move. Don't move, and then so then he just escapes. He just gets out, gets the keys off Mike. Obviously, all the other patients are oblivious to this. And there you go. There's one playing a Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers video game. But John Warfin, or Lizardo, whatever you want to call him, zaps it with his electric powers. I don't know. And makes it stop working. Just out of spite. This is the tour bus for Buckaroo Banzai. Or whatever bus, I don't know. The HQ bus, whatever you want to call it. And they're all, there we see Buckaroo Banzai with his wife, who I think's passed away. But it's also the spitting image of Ellen Barkin, Penny. She called Penny is the. I think she was called some Mia. I think she was called. That Penny's. I think she's supposed to be a twin sister that separated at birth, sort of thing. I think. I'm not entirely sure. And he's doing his Zen training, I suppose. All the others are talking about something or other. Don't ask me what. I couldn't follow the plots at all, apart from the broad strokes. I'm not getting to the minutiae. But they're always talking about messages they've just got or things they've just read or whatever. The president's on the line, president of what, stuff like that. Right, so where they're going now? Oh, yes, they've picked up something there. I don't know. I don't know. But there's a spaceship coming soon. There's Jeff Goldblum, aka New Jersey. I think that's what they call him. I better check, haven't I? Yes, New Jersey. And for some reason, he's wearing cowboy clothes, and I don't know why. He looks a bleeding idiot. See him in his full glory. There he is, look. But I say he's one of the best parts of the film because it's Jeff Goldblum in it. But anyway, with his boom box and his cowhide suitcases. Anyway, they're meeting outside the police station, but Buckaroo Banzai's got to go inside and talk to Penny. They're called Dr. Penny later, but I don't know why. She just said she was a doctor. I don't know if she's a doctor. I don't know. Said it doesn't make a lot of sense. Here he's introducing himself to the other members of the gang, getting their names wrong. I think he calls them all Reno or something. Reno. But Reno's in Tibet or something. I don't know. Anyway, right, he's going into this must be the women's section. And there he is going in to see Ellen Barkin, who's not, must admit, a damn fine woman, must admit. She's fed up. He wants to get her out of there because obviously she's identical to his wife who disappeared in an experiment. I don't know. It doesn't say. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not paying attention. But wants her out of there. So he tells Perfect Tommy to give her his coat. And he says, why? He says, because you're perfect. He says, you've got a point there. One of the other women says, take me out as well, Buckaroo. This is famous. Right, so they're going to a press conference now. In this, there's a motorbike there. It's there for a reason. Because we're told that this hall is going to be used for a motorcycle convention. So they haven't got much time. Anyway, so there they are ready. There's who I thought was Jack Colvin, Mr. McGee, but it isn't. it looks like him. Well, I think he does. Now that other fella looks like John Leguizamo. Anyway, they're going to give a press conference about this alien life form that they've found, that they brought in from the 8th dimension. So they're all having fun. Here we go. So they're going to show it. Oh, there we see the alien ship arrives. They're from Planet 10. Lectroids from Planet 10. Does that mean they're from beyond, well, at the time, beyond Pluto? Don't know. Why don't they just call it Planet X? I don't know. On their, higgledy-piggledy spaceship. Here they are. Look, there. Get us first proper look at them. They've got terrible fashion sense, and the ship's a bit like Tin Man on the inside. Anyway, so he's explaining about what happened when he went into the mountain. He's explaining with a piece of rock that it's the old. There's more space in between atoms than there is, of the atoms. The solid part of solid things makes up a tiny fraction of its total mass or whatever, all that. Like Ant-Man. He's explaining that, but then Penny sparks up, and so I'm like, she knows the score. She knows what's going on. Then he's talking about his overthruster, and these two, Dan Hedaya and Victor Schiavelli, is that his name? Dan Hedaya you might know from Alien Resurrection. I know he's been in loads of other stuff, but the man of the incredible hairy arms, and Victor Schiavelli, is that how you pronounce it? Schiavelli? I don't know how you pronounce it. Or Schiavelli, I don't know. He was in Ghost, wasn't he? He played the subway ghost in Ghost. But also in the James Bond film, wasn't he? That Tomorrow Never Dies. He kills Terry Hatcher in that, doesn't he? And so Pierce Brosnan kills him, and he's been in loads of other stuff. Right, where were we? Right, so he's explaining all this, but then something happens to him, and I can't remember what. What happens to him now? He gets a phone call, by the way, from the president. This fella's coming in here, in there. Look, phone call from the president. He says, "The president of what? Of the United States. Of these United States." TNG Tin Man. Finally, something I understand in this film. Yeah. The inside of the alien ship. It just looks, organic. That's what I'm getting at. So he's got to just excuse himself for a moment and go take the call from the president. Just to do that. He's being serious about something. Can't remember what. They've routed the call from the president to a phone box. So not only Back to the Future, but a bit of Bill and Ted going on as well. So he's in there, and I don't think it is the president. I think it's these that are trying to contact him, and they send some sort of energy down the phone line. In a minute, there they are. Look at state. They zap him. It's gone bzzz, and he's fallen out of the phone box, gone on the floor. But now you can see. Hang on, as we'll get there. There we go. You can see that's Dan Hedaya, and that's Victor Schiavelli, or how you pronounce it. You can see the electroids, how they really look to everybody else. They look, human, a bit like another thing. Another homage, whatever, another reference to is They Live. So it's a bit like They Live as well. When did that one come out? I think that was after this as well, wasn't it? I think that was 86, I think, wasn't it? Was it? I can't remember. Let's have a look. Hang on, I'll look it up, shall I? I'll look it up just to waste a bit of time. They Live. Might have been 85. 88. Oh, so it's even later. John Carpenter's They Live, 1988 film. There we go. Yes, yes, Windgrace got there first, yeah. Right, anyway, so we can see them now because of the electric power they sent down the phone line. So it's saying they're electroids, red electroids from Planet 10. So all hell breaks loose. But then Christopher Lloyd appears with some weird mask on his face, and he grabs hold of Hikida, puts a gun to his head and legs it with him. Penny grabs the overthruster. Well, I'm glad it was written there. Grabs the overthruster and puts it in her purse, her handbag, which is see-through. It's clear plastic, and for some reason nobody can see it. But anyway, a lot of other stuff in there. So they're look. So he drags Hikida out with Buckaroo Banzai. In pursuit. Oh wow, what's this? He's being shot. He's not dead. He's fine. I can't remember his name. Who we got? I don't know. Oh no, is he? I don't know. He might be Reno, Nevada. I don't know. Do you know what? I have no idea who he is. He could be. I thought Reno were in Tibet, or is he somebody else? God knows. Whatever. He's being shot. Anyway. So they're all tending to him. He doesn't die. He's fine. Obviously, you know, Jeff Goldblum's a doctor, so he can help. Move on then. On it, aren't I? There we go. Yes. And then move on. There we go. Buckaroo's in pursuit of Christopher Lloyd, who's called John Big Booty in this, but he keeps telling everybody it's pronounced Big Booty. It's supposed to be funny. They've all got peculiar surnames. They're all called John, and the surnames, you know, something peculiar. For instance, we've got, I said, Big Booty. We've got, I'm probably not be able to find another one now. There's John O'Connor, so that's a Terminator reference, nearly. Some have got normal names like John Parker, but other ones, there's another one called something else that it's not bloody showing it, is it? There's one that's got a funny last name, and I can't remember what it was. Is it showing us? Smallberries, that's it. John Smallberries. Anyway. Right, so he's chasing after Christopher Lloyd, John Big Booty. Alright, he steals a motorbike, goes in pursuit. They've bundled him into the back of a yo-yo dine van. By the way, this is now is it Star Trek canon? I don't know. Because on one of the, it might be the Enterprise D, I can't remember. One of the starships anyway in in Star Trek. I'm sure it's the Enterprise D. On its dedication plate, it says on wherever you go, there you are, or something like that, which is supposed to be from Buckaroo Banzai. But I never noticed them say it in this. But there's another thing about yo-yo. I'm sure that's mentioned in Star Trek. I think Mike Okuda's a big Buckaroo Banzai fan. So I'm sure he mentions yo-yo dying in something, you know, in the encyclopedia or something like that. Anyway, whatever. Right. Oh, he goes in hot pursuit of this van with a stolen motorbike. Good job it's got some petrol in, hasn't it? Sorry, gas. Anyway, they come through this tunnel. Now that I'm watching it, is this the tunnel to Toontown? Looks like it to me. Is it the tunnel to Toontown? I think it is, but I could be wrong. In Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Anyway, so he's still going. Oh, I see some hunters. Some hunters are out, and then this big spaceship comes. This were ejected, by the way, from the big spaceship in orbit. It's like a landing craft or something like that. It's got a name, but I can't remember. And that comes down, and they think it's a huge bird because obviously it looks like a big bird. So he shoots it, and then it crashes. And so they go and look for it. Then we cut back to these in the truck. That's Christopher Lloyd. I don't know. One of these will be Dan Hedaya, and the other will be Victor Chiavelli, but I don't know which one. I don't know what he's doing with that battery. I think is he drinking from it? I don't know. Oh yes, he is. He's drinking from the battery. Anyway. So then what? So, they've got to turn round. They pick up some energy thing. I think it's from the ship entering the atmosphere or something. I don't know. So they've got to turn round to go to that for whatever reason. Must be a season 2 Picard Borg. I've eaten the battery. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm thinking of season 2 of Next Gen, not season 2 of Picard. Yeah. The drummer from Scott Pilgrim were drinking battery acid, wasn't she? Yeah. Heck of a chest, though, and a good singing voice. Anyway, right, so suddenly night falls, and they find the ship up a tree for some reason. I thought it were huge, but it's obviously not. So, and then it falls out of the tree, chases them a bit, as we'll see. Here we go. Rolls out of the tree, look, and a fella gets out of it. I think this is supposed to be John Smallberries, I think. But he gets out. There we go. Now then, is that King Willie from Predator 2? I can't remember the name of the actor. I don't think it is. I thought it was at first. Does it say? Does it say? I bet it ain't. Now I've said that. If I see the name, I'll recognise it. No, it's not. No, it's not. In fact, it might not even be. No, I don't think it's not even the same person because the fella that says John Smallberries is white, and he's clearly not white, is he? Let's have a look then. I know the name if I see it. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. No. No, it might be him. It might be John Smallberry. It might be a bad photo. Or the wrong one. Or it could be Corey D. Williams. Oh, Corey D. Williams. Is he related to Billy D. Williams? Let's have a look. Have a look. Is that all it says? Is that all you've got for his bio? Oh no, it's the son of Billy D. Williams. So that could be Billy D. Williams' son, maybe. Maybe. Because it just says Lectroid in the credits. Uncredited. So I'm going to say that's him. So it's not King Willie. Anyway. Oh, I've cleared the wrong bloody tab. Never mind. Anyway, where were we? Anyway, he gets up here and they might shoot him. I can't remember. Or they shoot at him. Whatever. He falls anyway and cracks his head and he actually dies. And then they're describing what's happening. They don't show it, probably to save money. He says, "Oh, his head's changed, his face is changing, his hair's disappearing." So it's turning back into his Lectroid form. But then, unbeknownst to them, another one gets out because they had a 3-man crew. There's actually another one still inside. There's the one. There's Billy D. Williams' son. If it is him, I don't know. Changed back, quite dead. And the other one gets out and scurries off into the woods. What's happening here? Oh, he had something in his hand, and it was a Buckaroo Banzai comic book. The latest issue. Don't know how they got it on Planet 10, but they did. Right. And Buckaroo Banzai were watching what were going on because he'd arrived on his stolen motorbike. Obviously talking to Rawhide, was always on the phone or a communicator of some kind. Always. Oh, pardon me. So I was going to have a closer look, but then he comes across one of the baddie reptoids. Right, the police have arrived. This is John Ashton of Beverly Hills Cop fame, pulling the dead Lectroid out of the water. But then Christopher Lloyd and his cohorts arrive, claiming to be, government officials and that it's a top secret, military thing that they've stumbled across. And I think they just kill everybody. I think, yes, I think they just kill everybody there, and that's that. For that bit. Oh, that's that kid. That's that kid. I thought, where the hell did he come from later on? Obviously, I blinked and missed him arriving here. Right. So, who are they? No idea. Oh, I have no memory of this part of the film. I mean, I did leave the room, but I paused it. I'm sure I paused it. Anyway, he's found. Oh no, I do remember. He's found Hikida in the back of the van. Yes. So it gets him out. So they escape. Obviously, he hasn't got the overthruster. So here they are with John Ashton and all that, and they're going to kill him in a minute. Anytime now. Right. So anyway, so they're arriving at the house. I think this is like Buckaroo Banzai's HQ. He's got his mobile HQ, the bus. I think this is HQ, run by Mrs. Johnson. No relation, I don't think. There we go. They're all arriving. Jeff Goldblum introducing himself. Yes, yes. I wish I could do a Jeff Goldblum impression. Right, so he's watching what's going on there. Oh, well, they're trying to get into this, I think. Yeah, trying to get into that, but obviously they can't. Yeah, there's three of them there. So obviously one of them's Christopher Lloyd, one's Dan Hedaya, one's the other one, Victor Chiavelli. And another one pops out here, and I thought it were a baddie, but maybe it wasn't. Because the three of them are there, aren't they? Oh, there's one inside the ship, and he gets a message to, basically kill himself, so he's not captured. By the way, these are the black lectroids, and the others are the red lectroids. And why do the red ones are not particularly red, and these ones are not particularly black? So I don't know, but I think the black ones are played by black people. So is it a reference to that? I don't know. All the red ones played by white people. Well, I don't know. Christopher Lloyd's white, I suppose. Dan Hedaya is probably classed as Hispanic, I suppose, but I don't bloody know. They could have called him something else. It just, that's it, has racist overtones later on, particularly in the speech given by John Lithgow character, like in person. There they are. They're telling him to destroy himself, so don't get captured by the red lectroids. There we go. Taking care of business. They killed everybody. They found Buckaroo Banzai. Yes, cancelled, yeah. The chasing after Buckaroo Banzai now. I think the fella in the ship, I think he killed himself. I don't know. I don't think we see it again. I don't think I'd never even noticed it blow up or anything like that. I don't know what happened. Obviously, I've missed it. There's another one. Don't know which one it is. It's a red one, obviously, a baddie one. I think it was chasing Buckaroo Banzai, and then a ladder appears with a helicopter. Do you know what? I must have left the room. I must have gone to make myself a cuppa or get a drink. Speaking of which, when this happened. Or I could have been on my phone. I could have been on my phone playing bloody cards or something. That's more likely. Right, so yeah, they're all arriving at the compound, we'll call it. Somebody's on a horse. Don't know why. Don't know why. I don't think it's supposed to make sense. But they're all there, look, doing all technical stuff. There's open computers. I think Jeff Goldblum's trying to learn how to play the piano. William Barr's arrived. It says, did you watch the Invader series back in the day? I think it was 60s, wasn't it? I think it was late 60s, I think. The Invaders with, oh, God, my bloody memory. Yes, anyway, it was a Quinn Martin production, wasn't it? The Invaders at Quinn Martin production. Roy Thinnes, that's who we were in it, Roy Thinnes. Yeah, I didn't watch it, all of it, but the episodes I did see, I did enjoy. I think I've actually got it on my computer somewhere, the full series. But I've never got around to watching it all. But yeah, we'll go to the Invaders. The ones I saw, well, anyway. Quite a few famous people were in that one. An early episode had Gene Hackman in, for instance. But anyway. Right, so he's learning to play the piano. Or maybe he can play the piano and he's just practicing. I don't know. They're all up to other things. They're trying to get into Yo-Yo Dine's computers, because Yo-Yo Dine is like a front company for the red lectroids. And he says he can't get into it, can this fella? And so Rawhide, Clancy Brown, says, have you tried I can't remember, Omega Cipher or C Cipher or something like that? And it's instead of I'm thinking, it's going to be something super technical. He actually just types that in. Is he going to do it here? Oh, in a minute. Oh, this is the other fella. This is the other fella that got out of the ship, and he's got this pink box. It's got something in it. I can't remember what. Anyway. Maybe we don't learn what's in it. So he's arrived at the compound. He's got a bicycle from somewhere. And we hear somebody on the outside saying, "Nice bag, or nice jacket. Now, what's in the pink box?" You hear that off screen. And who's talking to him? But they won't let him in. There he is. This fella behind, presumably stood on his horse. Anyway. Winning Masters. I don't think they showed the last of it here in UK, but didn't they? I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch it all. I just saw the odd episode. As I said, I've got it on my computer somewhere. Like I've got lots of things on my computer. Anyway, this fella wants in because he's a goodie. He's a good electroid, but he won't let him in. But he's taken the box. They've got in. They've got into the Yo-Yo Dine Systems, and they're learning that everybody that works there is called John. John Many Jars. That a reference to Jar Jar Binks? Could be. John Chief Crier, John Little John, John Starbird, John Smallberries, who we may have met, etc. So they're thinking that's peculiar. Oh, John Yaya. Why are they all called John? John Parrott is a snooker player. Well, that's John Smallberries. Anyway. So they're learning that it's a front company for the red electroids. And all that jazz. What's happening here? This is the van arriving somewhere, obviously at the compound. Here they are. Obviously, he can see them as they appear because he is a electroid. Yes, legally purchased, obviously, yes. All legally purchased, I'm sure. Lol. Yes, they were. As far as I am aware, the good is going to jump over like the $6 million man. Yes. A great series. When I was a kid, tea time, probably on a Saturday, to run in for 5 or 6 o'clock. The $6 million man. But they've got into the compound. He jumps over as well. I think he's John Parker. I think rings a bell. Anyway, right. So this fella, don't know who he is. He's working on the. This is the rocket car truck, whatever the hell it is. So the red electroids get him and kill him. They're after the overthruster, by the way. They don't really need because John Lithgow's got his own with his maid, and he says that later on. So they never get the overthruster, by the way. Spoilers. Anyway, so they're in the compound. They're all having a good old time. Right. Oh, they found this. Yes, in the pink box were this, like a record, this big slab of something. But it's like a record, and it's got a recording on. They put this weird thing on, and it plays a recording. They've got to put these stupid things on their faces. It looks like it's made out of bubble wrap with little eye holes cut in it, so they can see it in 3D. Anyway, so they'll get ready to watch that. They don't look ridiculous at all, do they? Anyway, state of the art. Look, $17 million budget. Anyway, so somebody from the pop group 5 Star appears and tells them there's a massive exposition dump about the red electroids and the black electroids, and how some of them are trapped in the 8th dimension, and because of Buckaroo Banzai, breaking through, he's started a chain of events that's going to free them. It's going to let the red electroids free their people from the 8th dimension. As I said, I think it's kind of a Phantom Zone sort of thing going on. Because that's what John Lithgow says he wants to do. Wants to free their people from the the 8th dimension so they can, take over the Planet X and invade it and take over it. But obviously they don't want to do that, so they do an ultimatum and they say, this woman, she's called John as well, by the way. She says, my name is John, whatever. I've got rid of it, Anna. Oh, no, I haven't. Does it say on here? John. That's not going to bloody say, is it? No, I didn't. Yes, it does. John Emdall, played by Rosalind Cash. There we go. So even women have men's names on Planet X, Planet 10, whatever the hell it's called. So Michael Burnham had fit in nicely there. Right. Anyway, so she gives them an ultimatum. She says, stop the red electroids or we will destroy this place somewhere in Russia. We'll fire a beam from America, but they're in orbit. I don't know why, but anyway, don't know how. But they're going to fire this beam from America to destroy this place in Russia. So Russia will fire all its nuclear missiles and, destroy the world, blah, blah, blah. She says, we will help you destroy yourselves or whatever. So that's the ultimatum she's given. I'm not on this, am I? There we go. No shimmery shininess. Look at state. Discovery ripped this off. Yes, they did, Win Grace. Yes, they did. Oh, dear. This is given the ultimatum. It's what I do for money, for a paycheck. Being serious and telling them, there you go. Do as we say, or we will destroy your world, or get your world to destroy itself or yourselves. Right, so while they're pondering about all this, go and get his guns as Buckaroo Banzai, and we learn that Penny had gone into his room and gone through all his stuff, and now she was having a bath. But then she saw the picture of him and his wife, so this is where he explains that it's probably his wife's twin sister or something. I don't know. There's zero chemistry between them. I think they're supposed to fall in love, but there's like zero chemistry between them. In fact, there's zero chemistry between Peter Weller and the rest of the cast, to be completely honest, in my opinion. Anyway, so Hikida and this fella are working in one of the labs on the compound, and I think Christopher Lloyd comes in and kills the other fella. Oh, by the way, I forgot a bit. That on his forehead, that's some sort of formula that when he were being zapped by the black electroids, he wrote down this formula on the palm of his hand, did Buckaroo Banzai. And instead of just writing it on a piece of paper and giving it to Hikida, he licked his hand and slapped him on the forehead, and it transferred perfectly. And it's a formula for something. I can't remember what. I don't think it really matters. But anyway, they've gone too far. I think. Where is he? Oh, yeah, gone too far. Christopher Lloyd comes in and kills the other scientist. Here we go. There you go. Pops up. Look. I think it's Christopher Lloyd. Whatever. Kills the other scientist. You're like a crack. As you do. And Ida runs off with the overthruster. Oh, she hasn't put it in her handbag yet, by the way. I forgot. We saw her take it, though, earlier on, didn't we? Anyway, she hasn't got it. She's got it there. She must have given it back. Pressing the wrong button. Rawhide sees what's happened and goes off in pursuit of Christopher Lloyd and Hikida. Perfect Tommy comes and tells them what's going on. They find the scientist, and he's got some. I don't know why he's got this creature attached to him. I don't know what it is, but they do it. They attach this to, and it kills you. I don't know how, but We didn't see him attach it, but he must have done when he put his hands on him. I don't know. They take it off anyway. But he's dead. He's that scientist. So Buckaroo Banzai goes running in pursuit. There we go. And he's been fighting Rawhide. There we go. Buckaroo Banzai interrupts, and Christopher Lloyd dives into some sort of chute. So Buckaroo checks on Rawhide. Says, "I'm okay. I just need to catch my breath." He doesn't. He dies. Spoilers. Because he's got one of those things on him, and they kill you. And he tells him that Hikida, went through the chute, whatever it is. So he's got to go as well. So he's off following them. Here he comes out of the chute. Somewhere in the bowels of the compound, there's Ellen Barkin with the weirdest dress. Hang on, let's show you. I don't know what the hell she's wearing. Oh, what's going on with that dress? I don't know. Most peculiar. Anyway, whatever. The see-through purse. Anyway, she comes across Hikida, who's trying to get through this. I don't know what to call it. A grated door, whatever. I don't know what you call it. Like a fence. She's on the other side of it. He passes her the overthruster. He says, "Put it in your bag." So she puts it in a bag and legs it. Does Christopher Lloyd get him? I can't actually remember. Anyway. Haven't seen much of John Lithgow for a while, have we? He's been curious in his absence. Anyway. He's all right, is Hikida. She's got away with the overthruster for now, but they're finding that he's saying he can't feel his legs, his Rawhide, and he does. I think he dies. They all get sad. They find a way as well. Yes, they invent a device where they can see the, like the glasses in They Live, but in this it's like something to breathe. They breathe something, and so after they breathe this whatever solution, they can see the electroids as they really are, and that's him squishing the spider creature. But he does die. There's what's his face? Rawhide. So they're all sad. So they've got to go and deal with the red electroids. A helicopter's coming. This is the president, played by Ronald Lacey. I thought Ronald Lacey was an English actor. I thought it was him that played Tot in the Raiders of the Lost Ark. This must be another one. I'm sure it was Ronald Lacey that played him, but this obviously I don't think it is him. He's apparently got back problems. As the president. It's bizarre film. It's a bizarre film, and the senator there, he's got a name, hasn't he? Maybe. Senator McKinley. Did they get that for SG1? No, that's just Kinsey, isn't it? Matt Clark as Senator McKinley. He's telling him about the, they've got the message about, what's going to happen with Russia and all that. And Russia's putting its defences up, and America's putting its defences up. They're at, they don't say DEFCON 1 or whatever. They say, alert status, yellow and red and all that. So we're verging on war with the Soviet Union. There's Buckaroo Banzai telling him all what's going on. John, I think it's John Parker telling him as well what's going to happen. There we go. Maybe it is. It is, isn't it? It is Ron Lace. It is him that played Tot in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now I can see. Must have a hairpiece on or something. Wynne Grace is going to give us a history lesson now. Are you ready? JFK was well known for a really bad back. Probably satirising that. Maybe so. Maybe so. If there's a photo of Marilyn Monroe somewhere in the background, then we'll know. Anyway. Oh, we're at the verge of war with the Soviet Union. I'm just looking to see if there's any Marilyn Monroe photos. That's a sad face. Could be. Anyway. So they've got to find a way to stop what's going on at Yo-Yo Dine. I don't know why they've got Ronald Lacey to play the American president, obviously an English actor. Was it filmed in England? I don't know. Let's have a look. Does it say? I bet it won't. I bet it won't film in England. Casting, pre-production, principal photography. Right, where? No, filmed in California. And yeah, it's in them. He must have just been in town, and so they thought, fair enough. Right, where were we? So, as I said, we're at the verge of war. There's I presume that's supposed to be the spaceship in space or something. I don't bloody know. What else? Right, they get a phone call from John Warfin, Lord John Warfin. I don't know how he's taken over, Lizardo, Dr. Lizardo. I don't know how, but he has. And they've captured Penny. And for some reason, they're pouring honey on her as some sort of torture. I don't know. They mention it later. It says, take her somewhere and keep using the honey. I don't know. Maybe she's allergic to it. I don't know. Or maybe they're just weird. He's telling them, if they don't hand over the overthruster, they're going to hurt Dr. Penny, he calls her. So maybe she lied that she's a doctor. Or maybe she is. I don't know. I mean, they're looking through a bag. I think they are anyway. But they're not finding the overthruster, are they? Oh, so I don't know. So she must have hidden it somewhere else. Anyway, it's found a sugar cube. I think it's a sugar cube. I don't bloody know. Right, so they've got to go and save Penny and save the world at the same time. So here we go. This is where they develop this this thing, this vest with a breathing thing, so you can see what they really look like. So they're going to do that. Oh, and this is another cool bit. Jeff Goldblum tests it, and he looks round and he sees he sees John Parker as he really looks. So with his eyes, Jeff Goldblum's eyes. There you go. Right, so get ready to go in to save the day. Who is that kid? Whoever he is, his son. On this scene here, this fella on phone, I don't know, is this some sort of assistant? I don't know. He like fluffed his lines. He like said it twice, and I thought they either didn't notice or they just didn't have time for another take, and it was a one take thing. But pardon me, yeah, he fluffed his line, and they just left it in. Said it twice. Well, started saying it twice. Said like half a sentence and then said it again. Weird. That's a general. He's saying he's scared. They're at the verge of war. He says, "I'm scared." He says, "I've got enough medals to pull over a Christmas tree or whatever." And I said, "I'm scared." And then she said, "Stop being such a pussy or whatever." She don't say that. She said, "Stop being such a girl." Throw some balls. That red light, well, they were like going to, alert security status red or whatever, like DEFCON 1. Anyway, so what's he doing now? He's going to drive the rocket car into Yo-Yo Dine. They're gonna, do other things. Right, so they got Penny. They're doing horrible things to her. This fella here, you can't not a good picture of him. There we go. I've seen him in something as well, but I can't think what. It's a little person. I thought it was Felix Siller at first, but I don't think it is. I don't know because it's not telling us his name. No, I don't know who he is. Anyway, they're showing the president, what the black lectroid said. So we didn't have to watch that again, but they've just showed him what's going on. And there we go. That's his emergency, president's eyes only, declaration of war, the short form. I bet that's actually a real thing. See statement of existing United States laws attached. Date, time of day, name of enemy. So I suppose it's like put date on USSR. Oh dear. I wouldn't be surprised if they've got something like that in real life. Anyways, heading to Yo-Yo Dine in the Rocket 88. Whatever it's called. There was John Lithgow. That's Christopher Lloyd. Apparently, not John Lithgow, but John Warfin and John Big Boutte don't get on in this story. John Big Boutte isn't good enough for John Warfin. Anyway, trying to set up this thing. This is where he's doing his speech, by the way, and he's talking about how they don't want them. There are, we hate the blacks and all that. It is what he's saying, and I'm thinking, crikey. But he's talking about the black lectroid, obviously, but, it's a bit close to bit near the knuckle, to be honest. Anyway, so he's giving this speech. There we go. Pulling his faces. It's all very amusing. And then Buckaroo Banzai arrives. There we go. Seeming to give himself up. She's got a tarantula on her for some reason. Don't know why. Maybe they're just torturing her. Or maybe it's just there for no reason. And they've caught Buckaroo Banzai. They've got him strapped to stuff, torture devices. And he wants him to play like notes for the formula. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Or they're going to zap him with electricity, which is what they do. But obviously, it doesn't break. Come on, get on with it. Get on with it. Yeah, look, bzz, but he don't give them the formula. Right, what's happening now? Who's this? Oh, this is Senator McKinley. I nearly said Kinsey then. Senator McKinley's arriving, and he's kind of in on it. He thought they were building him a bomber at Yo-Yo Dine. He's always saying, "Where's my bomber?" But obviously they weren't. They're just working back to get, back into the 8th dimension or whatever, or to open it up. Right. So anyway, so he heads there. Is McKinley. Then we're back with them torturing Buckaroo. They're showing him what they're doing to Penny. Saying Penny, is it Penny? I better check, Anna. I'm sure it's Penny. Yes, Penny. Penny Priddy. Oh no, his wife we call Peggy. Where did they get Mia from? No idea. Oh, I know where I may have got Mia. I know where I got Mia from. Extraction 2, which I watched last night. Excellent film. But anyway, his wife will call Peggy Banzai. She's called Penny Priddy. I suppose because she's real pretty. Sorry. Anyway, but it doesn't break. I don't think it does. Maybe it does. I don't know. I don't think it does. Right, so the rest of the gang's arriving in the tour bus. What's he doing on the tour bus? Oh, he must have met up with the rest of. I don't have no idea what's going on. Anyway. Why has he arrived with them? Oh, it's like a double cross, maybe. I don't know. But he keeps saying, "Where's my bomber?" Anyway, all the others pile out of the bus with the guns and stuff and enter the factory. Finds a toy. I don't know what happens with this. Oh, there we go. Nothing happens with the toy. I don't even know why it's there. Somebody says it might be a bomb or a booby trap. He says, no, it's just a toy. Then this fella arrives, drops out. It might be the little fella that we saw earlier, perhaps. I think they kill him, by the way. They do. I think John Parker just grabs him and just breaks his neck. So there you go. There you go. So they start shooting all the red electroids who are just sitting about minding their own business. Why? It's like some sort of ghetto, but going guns blazing anyway. Minute. Here we go. 'Cause he notices them, you see, and then starts an alarm or something. And then they shoot him, and then all sparks go off, and all hell breaks loose. Here we go. Power's gone off as well, I think, because they shot that thing. Then they start shooting everybody else. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody comes in here. Secret. Is that supposed to show that the red electroid's English isn't very good? Could be. Don't know. Hilarious, I suppose. Here he is. Well, we see earlier on we saw Peter Weller spinning his gun like he does in RoboCop. I know that came after this, but we saw him spin his pistol around his finger and stuff. I think he might do it again here. Jeff Goldblum might do it. Anyway, Jeff Goldblum asks him, which direction do we go? But he's got his directional thing, and he says this way. No idea where that's come from either. I don't even know what it's searching for. Maybe it's the overthruster. I don't know. No idea what's going on in this film. Right, they arrive. They've been building a big spaceship. And that's what they said. Well, where's my bomber? They've been building a spaceship. Like a big version of the one that crashed earlier on. But bigger, obviously. But it's actually got one of those in it. Sort of. Anyway, it's got like a shuttle in it. Anyway, so they're building that. And that's going to have the laser things on to open up the eighth dimension. The overthruster. John Lithgow's already made, remember, in his mental institute. So they don't need the overthruster. He's made his own. Oh no, it wasn't that little fella because he's there. Look, so it was another little one that they killed earlier on. Anyway, so Mr. McGee arrives with Christopher Lloyd, Vincent whatever this called, and they're gonna put like a slug on there, and you think, oh, it's gonna be all deadly, and then it isn't. But we'll get to that. Saying, what's going on here? There they go. They put this slug on this track, and I think it's supposed to just slide down slowly towards Penny, and God knows what it's going to do to her. Because they say, what's that for? And they'd never explain. But there it goes. It's going slowly towards her. There we go. It gives it a nudge. Off it goes slowly. Don't get very far until the good guys arrive. We'll see in a moment. What's happened to him? I can't remember. Oh, I think he got knocked over, but he's seen Penny's see-through bag with the overthruster in. So why didn't they find it earlier on? Because they were looking through it, weren't they? Well, Christopher Lloyd. So how did he not see it's there? It's there next to the future history. Beyond the realm of, what does it say? It's written by Buckaroo Banzai and TOYG. Beyond the realm of something atomic. and massless photons or something. I don't know. So it's future history, which, you know, could be an almanac, sports almanac from 2015. I know it's not. Right. He gets the overthruster, I think. Oh, they arrive and they save. Go back again. Seen that? We know he's seen that, and he's going to get it. Go on, get it. Go on, get it. Oh, for God's sake! So bloody slow. We're getting it now. Who's that? Who's that just ran over? Oh, that Buckaroo Banzai arrives, and I think Jeff Goldblum says, "Don't touch it," but he just grabs the slug. There we go, and just wangs it. So gooey. By the way, I better check. We're still going on to. Yes, still going on there. Still going on Rainbow, and we're still going on Thingamabob, Twitch, Thingamabob. Right. Right, where were we? Right, so he's got rid of the slug. Don't know what it we're going to do. Probably something nasty and gooey. So he's throwing it away. Oh, for God's sake. Full screen. Got the free penny. But she's not well, apparently. I don't know what they've been doing to her. It must be all the honey or something. Maybe she's having a sugar thing going on. She's not well, so Jeff Goldblum takes care of her while Buckaroo Banzai goes after the bad guys. The bad guys are getting ready to get on their spaceship, look. And I think he says, kill all the rest. I think he's not bothered about all the rest of the red electroids. Or maybe he's talking about Buckaroo Banzai's people. I don't know. But they're leaving anyway, leaving behind their people, it seems. But Buckaroo Banzai and John Parker, I'm saying John Parker, I hope it's John Parker. Anyway, him gets on board, gets on board Tin Man. And then it seals up with an alien-style thing, you know, iris thing. Oh, Stargate iris, but smaller. But anyway, he attaches his overthruster to the ship. They find this other ship that's inside the main ship and sit down, and I don't know how they're in, I don't know, but they sit down at the controls, and John Lithgow keeps telling people to fasten the seat belts and all that, and doing all this stuff. Put your tray tables in a vertical position or whatever. Then this kid arrives and points his gun at Senator McKinley and won't let him go anywhere. There we go. Shoots his gun to show he means business. So he's holding Senator McKinley. Archmage Phrase is it? Ooh, press the wrong button. Where are we? There we go. Archmage Phrase on Twitch. Everyone knows there are only 5 dimensions. Chaotica Star Trek Voyager. Yes, he did say that, didn't he? I wasn't a fan of those episodes, to be honest. The Captain Proton episodes. But, best bit were when 7 of 9 sorted out that robot really quickly. Anyway, that's by the by. Right, the ship's about to take off. Takes his shoes off to work the controls. There's there you go. There's John Worfin. Actually shoots Christopher Lloyd in a minute because they've been falling out for a while. You know, they're arguing all the time. Keeps calling him Big Booty. Says Big Booty, and he shoots him. We might have missed it. We might have skipped past that bit. But here we are with the lasers. It's got to get the lasers all together. They're wobbling about. We've got to get them together before it can breach into the 8th dimension. Presumably get up to 88 miles per hour. Ship's filling up with weird fluid. Oh, there's Christopher Lloyd there. He hasn't shot him yet. Do it in a minute. Are they going to do it now? Has he just done it? So he's kicking off Christopher Lloyd. There we go. And he shoots him, bang. So Christopher Lloyd's dead. So they're getting ready to take off, and it's supposed to pass through the wall into the 8th dimension, but as you saw from the trailer, that doesn't happen. The ship just crashes through the wall and flies off. There we go. Flies off. Quite cool, must admit. Good models. Flies off into the ether. There it goes. Cool effects. Cool effects. 84 after all. Off it goes. Were they? Have they used the wrong ones? Are they supposed to be the black electroids up on the spaceship up in space? Because they look very much like the red ones to me. Have they made a mistake there? I don't know. Because I don't know what's happening in this film. Anyway, so it's flying about. It's still trying to open this eighth dimension thing. They eject the shuttle. There it is. There's the shuttle that Buckaroo Banzai and John Parker are in. They find out it's got weapons. I think he finds out, says, "What's this button?" Well, basically, what's this button do? And they find it's got a big laser beam, as we'll see in a minute. Oh, for God's sake, never mind. There you go. It's going to do it. Presses that button, and the laser goes, pew, cool. So they think, hey, we're going to go on the attack. So Buckaroo's going to man the gun, and John Parker's going to fly the ship. There you go. And so they're off in pursuit. By the way, let me go back again. Supposedly black electroid looks very red, doesn't it? Have they messed up here? Have they got them mixed up? These electroids? I don't know. I think they have. Right, so chasing after it. Here we go. It's kind of cool, this bit, I must admit. And he shoots the laser, and it actually makes quite short work of that big ship, as we'll see. Cool effects. On, shoot the bugger. Ooh, look. Have to do a bit with the old, turn right, and he goes, obviously, he says, oh no, my right, your left, and if he'd have said the other right, I'd have turned it off and not watched it again, because I hate it when people say that. No, other right. Ooh. Anyway, there you go. So he's shot it with his laser. Now it's blowing up. A bad blue screen, but never mind. So they've blown up the ship. But they're still getting pulled, because apparently they managed to open up the portal to the 8th dimension. It seems as though they're getting pulled towards it, as you can see there. And they're watching. They know something's happened up in the atmosphere. And that's a black electroid, isn't it? So there we go. They're obviously saying, cancel destruction of Russia. Everything's fine now. We're all saved. Everything's hunky dory. They're huge seats. How do they get up there? Oh, they can jump, can't they? Right? Good jumpers, aren't they? But then, we think he's got pulled, into the 8th dimension. But no, he's bailed out as Buckaroo Banzai. And I was watching thinking, well, what's happened to John Parker then? Has he bailed out as well? We're going to see his parachute. But no, what happens? We see that, this badly blue screen thing. There we go. We see John Parker's in the shuttle, whatever the hell it is. Look, he's fine. They didn't get pulled into the 8th dimension. After all, everything's lovely. And the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. So I presume he heads back up to the spaceship up in orbit. And Buckaroo Banzai lands where he started, because he's not only amazing at everything, he's good with a parachute as well. So that's all great. So they're all happy. But yeah, I think he asks about in a minute. He asks about Penny, and said, "Oh, he took her to the bus as Jeff Goldblum." Anyway, Senator McKinley's. I think the kid has picked up the overthrust or whatever it's called. I think he's offering him $20 for it, and not interested. He's got hold of the overthruster as the kid, look. He's offering him $20 for it. But then get interrupted. You know, the calls him over. There's Buckaroo Banzai, and the kid snatches the $20. He did. He snatched the $20 and put it in his pocket. Little bloody thief. Yeah. I don't know what happens to Senator McKinley. Does he get arrested? For because he was in cahoots because he wanted a bomber from him, didn't he? I don't bloody know. Anyway, Jeff Goldblum says, I did all I could. So she's died as Penny from whatever they did to her. All that honey must have killed her. I did what I could. So he goes in, does Buckaroo Banzai. There we go, sees her under the sheet, pulls the sheet back, and I'm thinking, hang on, he's electric, isn't he? So all through the film, remember when they had zapped him earlier on in the phone booth, in the Bill and Ted phone booth earlier on? He kept zapping people all the way through the film, touching them. Bzz. I thought, he's going to do that. He's going to zap her back to life. And you know what? That's exactly what he does. He goes to kiss her. Oh, look, all this, there must be honey burns. I don't know. What's he doing with his feet? What's happening there? Oh, yeah, he'd kissed her and it threw him back. That was it, is zapped. Just a good pause, that, wasn't it? He went to kiss her and a little bzzz happened and it threw him back. But then he sees a leg move, I think. Yep. And so I think he goes and kisses her again. More zapping's going on. Look, hang on. If it plays it. Oh, I didn't play it. So anyway, she's come back to life. There you go. She's brought her back with a kiss. I don't know what it showed them for. They're obviously watching somehow because one of them smiles. So obviously they can see what he's doing. Don't know how. They just can. So then what? That it? That might be it. Yes, it is. And that's the end of the film. And they all lived happily ever after. And then the end of the film is what we saw in the trailer, where they're all. Oh, I see. By the way, Buckaroo Banzai will return in Buckaroo Banzai against the World Crime League, which of course he never did. Thank God. But then the end of the film is the catchy tune that we heard in the trailer at the beginning, and they're just walking along. I thought something was going to happen, but they're not. They're just walking along in time to the music. Which came first, I don't know. But anyway, there you go. And that's it, basically. That's all that happens. They're just walking along in time to the music, and then that was it. That's it. Then we see Buckaroo Banzai. It's actually Buckaroo Banzai! Exclamation mark. Isn't it? So it's not Banzai at all. Yeah, and that's it. That's it till the end of the film. So, yes, it is. So that's it. That's the end of Buckaroo Banzai and Across the Eighth Dimension, whatever the hell it's called. It's not a very good film. I can't say I like it. Like last week, Stardust kind of won me over a little bit, didn't it? This one didn't. It was just a rubbish film. And I don't know why. It's a cult classic. Just don't like it. Don't like it. Probably a bit like, what it reminds me of a bit? It reminds me a bit of Howard the Duck. That came out round about this time, didn't it? I'd say Windgrace will know. But it kind of reminds me of that a bit in its tone, but anyway. Right, so we'll get rid of that. Right, so that's it. Buckaroo Banzai. I'm not going to recommend it because I don't like it. Because it's baffling. Because it's all over the place. The film, it's like the editing's terrible. And people just like pop up out of nowhere. Or they just cut between scenes. 1 minute they're somewhere. And then it cuts to it's like what they call a smash cut or whatever. And they're somewhere else. And you think that there's no getting places sometimes. It's a bit of a mess. But I say a lot of people do like it. As I said, Mike Akuda's a big fan. He's made it Star Trek canon now, I think. The quotes from it and the yo-yo dying. But anyway, right. So we'll leave it there. I'm not recommending it. I don't know what I'm doing next week. I haven't decided. I haven't even decided what's going to be my appointment with Fear either. Falling behind. Anyway, never mind. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks, Windgrace and Archmage, for joining in, and thanks, William Barr, as well. Did anybody else pop in? I think that was it, wasn't it? So thanks for watching. We'll leave it there. So thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other. And until next time, I'll see. I keep putting my bloody hand over there. The camera's there in front of me. And I keep putting my hand over here, my thumb up, because I'm an idiot. Until next time, I'll see the... I'm stupid. Where's my thing? It's there.